Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Today is a very special day. It is No Hijab Day, and Jale, happy Hijab Day to you.
Happy Hijab Day. Happy No Hijab
Uh,
Day.
yeah, no, of course. But I get confused because of it is Hijab Day too, right? Today,
Yes, yes, yes.
because No Hijab Day is a response to Hijab Day,
Yes,
World
it
Hijab
is
Day.
actually.
And I
Yes.
want to say happy No Hijab Day to everyone, and especially to those brave women and real feminists who are contributing
Yes.
to hashtag No Hijab Day and
Yes.
hashtag Free from Hijab.
Yes.
They are brave and they are doing
Hmm.
really good job. So
Yes.
happy
I
No
was
Hijab Day.
actually
Yeah,
before just we were preparing for you were showing me what you had prepared with the clips, and
yeah.
I try not to watch them on my own because I always get teary and I get so emotional about it. Um, so if I cry and laugh at the same time, it's because I'm getting emotional. Just so you know.
No problem, Charlie. And today I have some. I did some research and I selected some videos and a
Yes.
lot of or some of pictures from social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, both videos and pictures. We will share them here and we will talk a little about them. We will go through them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but before that, I think we have to talk a little bit about uh, why it is No Hijab Day and why people have to support this day. I can just
Yes.
shortly say her name is Nazma Khan. I think the woman, yes, Nazma Khan, an Pakistani American woman with hijab.
Hmm.
She
Hmm.
created in 2013 the World Hijab Day. What's the purpose of that? It is most ridiculous thing for me if you ask. It is about promoting hijab. Let's everyone take a hijab and see how a woman can be modest.
Hmm.
Actually, in my opinion, it is all about so-called Islamophobia.
Yeah.
Industry is doing
Yeah.
this
Hmm.
uh, because when you think there are a lot of millions of women are
Hmm.
suffering under compulsory hijab,
Hmm.
and they are threatened with their life if they are uh,
Hmm.
saying no to hijab in
Hmm.
from
Hmm.
their family, from community, even by the state. And
Hmm.
when
Hmm.
situation is like that, doing a hijab day is the most ridiculous thing. And so this response, we ex-Muslims and all the feminists and all the Muslim women who are contributing the No Hijab Day, is for me real heroes. And this have
Hmm.
to continue, and everybody have to contribute.
Yes.
Yeah,
And can I just say, because I think when the World Hijab Day started, there was a Danish group, and I joined with a picture of me with hijab and then with just a top on, right, with a bra on. And it wasn't even a staged picture. It was a picture I just took of myself because I was cold. I had taken a scarf around my head because I was cold in my head. So I was just sitting typing something on the computer. I was just wearing my underwear, right? So I took a picture and I posted it to Facebook. And you should see this whole celebration of Hijab Day on Facebook in Denmark. It just went totally nuts. They had to there were so many threats, there were so many bad comments, rude comments, really disgusting comments, just cussing me out and threatening and saying bad words. And then the administrator started then to censor me, and then people were like, why are you censoring her? She's wearing a hijab. Isn't this the point? She's wearing a hijab. This is the point of this thing. And yeah, they threw us out and they closed the whole page because there were so many threats and so on. So they had to close the whole Facebook page. And at that time, it was very new. Nobody would. I'm so happy, and the reason why I tear up also is because it's such a good thing to see so many people all around the world with, it's not only Iranians. Once upon a time it was only Iranians, but now it's,
yeah.
it's people with Turkish, Arabic, Indonesian, converts who are not Muslims anymore.
Jale, excuse me, and I have to say that it's of course not only Iran or Saudi Arabia, Sudan, but really it is all over the world. The
Yeah,
most, even in the most secular countries, so-called secular, countries like Turkey, Indonesia, or Bosnia, even, this is a huge problem in the family. It's
yeah,
not by only state. They are
yes.
forcing hijab to their young children.
Yeah,
And
and in
this I
many
have been
places it's
witness.
the state, right? It's many places it's the state or it's the family,
Yes,
right? And there are honor. I wrote this also in my book. In many countries, even for instance, Lebanon, Egypt, and so on, which is they don't have a compulsory. Ah, thank you, Mustafa. Mustafa is from Frafel, from Denmark. For people who don't know him, get to know him. He's an activist from Denmark, also ex-Muslim. He does very good work, and and yeah. Uh, for instance, Egypt and Lebanon and other countries who are not do not have compulsory hijab and so on, and don't have Sharia law in the same way that Saudi Arabia and Iran has, they have family Sharia law. Within the package of family Sharia law, for instance, they have, if your daughter doesn't, if you kill your child, you don't get a death penalty, or you don't get a heavy sentence in jail. You get they find different ways to give you a very little sentence, even in Egypt and Lebanon and so on. In Lebanon, it has been changed a little bit. I don't remember exactly how, but this family Sharia law also have this. And in Islam, this is theology. In Islam, if you kill your child, you are not to be. You don't get the death penalty because it's your child, right? As not as a mother, but as a father, because that's the property. You're the property of your father. So this is also, of course, in the same. That's it's what I'm trying to say is that a lot of families, when they threaten their children, it's a very serious issue in Muslim
yes.
countries because the law is
Jale,
on their side
in
if
the
they.
past two episodes of Let's Talk About It, we have said a lot of things about hijab and background and danger of child hijab, for example. But the other side is the political side. You know, I will say freely that this piece of cloths are is representing an ideology and religion, and we are allowing them to use hijab or whatever they want. If they want to go naked, they can go naked in their home or in the even in the streets. For me, no problem.
Mhm,
But it's a one very arrogant religion using this tool of oppression, even making themselves like a victim with saying we want hijab in politics. We want hijab. I want to be have hijab and be a policeman. I want to have hijab and be a doctor. This is an arrogant religion, and really the background of hijab is really garbage. It's actually nothing. It is just oppressing women and making them slaves
yeah.
of men. But it's happening. I'm just really
I don't. Yeah, I
angry
don't. This
angry
is what
because,
also. Yeah.
yeah, because of the
Sorry.
those feminists, those
Yeah.
left wings, those westerners every day promoting hijab. Today is No Hijab Day, and we have one Norwegian newspaper. It is left wing. It is
Hmm.
actually the mother of the left wing newspaper,
Yeah.
publishing in the front page. They did actually two times now in the last week, uh, putting some hijab there and making them like victim. Hijab girls say, I have hijab because of my modesty, I have hijab because of this protecting me, etc., etc. But they are
Hmm.
not saying anything about real problem.
Hmm.
The real problem now, we can just watch actually one video, a
Yeah.
short video. Look at that.
Yes. Sure.
درش نیاری بابا. بابا همه همینجورین.
نه مامان نه
درش نیاری بابا. بابا همه همینجورین.
نه مامان نه راد نمیدن. نه اگه نذاری راد نمیدن. بیا اینجا. خیلی خوب برو درش بیار. رفتی درش بیار. رفتی اونجا درش بیار. مامان همیشه نباید سرت باشه. بیا مامان نباید همیشه سرت باشه.
You see, look at her. Look at
Yeah.
this little bit girl, so-called feminists. Shame on those left wings who are really glorifying this tool of oppression. Shame on
Yeah.
you, all of them. You know, this is happening, and this is not only in Iran, because of Iran have the compulsory hijab. It is happening in the West, in families. They're sending
And
their
when you
children
talk
the same way.
leftists about it, they say, oh, all the religions have this sexual shaming of women. Oh, really? But isn't that what the left in the West has worked against, has fought against? And even today, we have these woke young activists, you know, saying, I will wear whatever I want. I can be naked. I'm still not asking for, you know, to be raped. Of course, yes, I support that. I see myself as a part of the movement of, you know, against you know, as slut shaming, right? But you don't want to go against the hijab. Hijab is the biggest slut shaming of women. It's telling women that you are sexual, you need to be behind doors, you need to, if you are out, you need to be behind, you know, not a physical prison, but a cloth prison, right? Prison, because you are the problem. Your sexuality is a problem, and we are living in the West, and have always in the West for so many years fought, at least the left has fought for sexual freedoms, for feminists, for women. Feminists have fought for women's rights and sexual freedoms, and now we are going backwards when it comes to minorities, right? So because I have dark hair, I should not be a part of the white women's movement. I should just stay in my lane and accept that my forefathers were Muslim, so I should just support the hijab. I should never criticize it. And this is why I think this is a new thing that people all around the world are posting pictures of them with and without hijab, taking it off, telling the world why they took it off, and you know, celebrating their freedom as women, all of the real feminists that you are also talking about. And it really makes me so happy, and I get emotional. So I'll stop talking about it.
Then let's see some other videos with hashtag No Hijab Day.
Yes.
بگو بیا
از ایران خارج شدم و جدیداً هم شنیدم که برام حکم 20 سال زندان رو بریدم.
20 years in prison, my God. Those are the feminists, really.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it is really crazy. Where is all Muslim women who freely choosing to wear hijab? Why they are not taking off their hijab for solidarity to those women who are living under compulsory hijab?
Yeah.
Right? Look at that.
الان چی میزنی؟ چی میزنی که
شما شهید دادید.
Yeah, welcome to the
what he said, what the mullah said is, we gave all of we gave martyrs, you know, in Islamic wars. What does that have to do with the woman?
Yeah, because women's hair is their vagina, and they have to not show this on public. Let's say one more time.
الان چی میزنی؟ چی میزنی که
شما شهید دادید.
I hope some journalists from Norway watching, and especially this newspaper who are publishing day after day and promoting hijab, you know, they are staying in the wrong side of the history, and this is clearly the reality is here. Problem is there. Who is oppressed? It is clearly, and they are still saying hijab day.
Mm-hmm.
It is really crazy. And some other videos I want to share. Yasmine Mohammed, she is actually she's behind the hashtag No Hijab Day.
Yeah, she's wonderful. She's such a yes.
Also,
I love her.
Created Free from Hijab many years ago too.
Yes.
And we have White
They're
Wednesday,
both amazing.
hashtag
Yes.
White Wednesday, Masih Al-Nejat.
Yes, she's also very amazing. She has done such a huge work for Iranian women, especially.
Yes.
Happy No Hijab Day, ladies. May you feel the wind in your hair and the sun on your cheeks, and do whatever you want, whenever you want, and wear whatever you want, whenever you want.
Yes.
You know, she used to wear niqab for many years in Canada.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she couldn't join us today. I have spoken with her, and she's doing good job, and we hope she continue with that. And
yes, she's wonderful.
Yes, and yes, this one is good.
I want to tell you on behalf of all the women I know in Iran, all of them, we don't want a World Hijab Day. It's ridiculous. Hijab is a weapon to arrest women, to throw them in jail, to punish them for no reason. Hijab is something against wisdom, something against men and women. We want freedom. We don't want to be tortured, arrested, or anything, just because we don't want to cover our hair. We don't want this ridiculous day. We want World No Hijab Day. This is not what...
A very brave woman.
This is emotional day.
And,
you have to take over.
Yeah, and let's go to Masih Al-Nejat. She published a video today, a message.
This is what Islamic Republic wants me to be. This is what Taliban and ISIS wants us to be. And this is my true self. In Iran, I was told if I take off my hijab, I will be hanged with my hair by God. I'll get kicked out from school. I'll get lashes. I'll get jailed. I'll get fined. I'll get beaten up in the street every day by morality police. If I get raped, it's my fault. If I take off my hijab, I won't be able to exist as a woman in my homeland. In the West, I am told if I share my stories, then I will cause Islamophobia. I am a woman from the Middle East, and I am scared of Islamic laws. I am scared of all the brutalities that I have experienced. Phobia is an irrational fear. But my fear and the fear of millions of other women who lived under Sharia law in the Middle East is rational. So let us talk.
Wonderful, wonderful. I am
Yes, so
totally agree with
beautiful.
her. Yes,
Yes.
right to the point.
She's yes.
Doesn't need to be politically correct. You know, Islam is a bad ideology. Islam is a bad religion. But I respect people what they believe as long as it's a private thing. And they are not opposing this religion to their children, community, state. They can believe whatever they want, even a stone if they want. They can go around to this stone so many times they want.
They do in Mecca.
Yes, but the problem is with this hijabi woman. You know, every woman in the world with hijab, they can go wherever they want in this on the street. They can do whatever they want with their hijab. As long as, of course, we have some criteria that religion cannot go inside everywhere. Like their uniform can't represent a judge, a policeman. This is a different thing, and this is the only hijabis who are pressing all the time that they want to have extra rights. You know, they have rights. They can go with this hijab everywhere, but they even want more rights. But the other side, we have women cannot go without hijab. They have no law. So which day we should have today? Is it World Hijab Day or No Hijab Day?
Yes.
It
And
is like a parody.
it's so sad that we even have to discuss this, and it's so sad that we have to explain this, and it's so sad that we have to tell Westerners, oh, we're not racist, we don't hate our family and our whole the whole country and so on. We actually, as we have said it before, we care about Muslim people because we want them to be free, we want them to be and especially those who are Muslim or ex-Muslim who don't want to wear the hijab. We want people to be free, and we don't want. Actually, we now today in the Western world, hijabis have all of the rights. I think we should restrict their rights to to have this commercial for their religion when they go to work in public spaces, especially in Nordic countries, which has a huge public sector. And even I think different companies, they should think about this. Do they want to promote this oppression and this shaming of women and their sexuality in the era where we are saying Me Too and women should be free and women shouldn't be harassed because of their gender and sexuality? We support hijab, so I think we should restrict hijab in workplaces, because I don't feel safe and open and free when I go to a doctor who has hijab. I don't feel safe and free when I go to and has to have to talk to a policeman who has a hijab, or to a teacher even who has a hijab. I don't want to have to deal with that. Not in the Western free world. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people in the free world who do not understand what being unfree is about. So you're looking for what is oppression. Is it if you say the wrong pronoun? Is that the real oppression today, or lack of women in boards? That's what are being discussed in Denmark, for instance, and in a lot of other countries. Should we have quota for women in boards? Is that really the oppression you want to talk about, when people just around the corner are being forced to wear the hijab, being forced not to have a boyfriend, being forced to not have normal child life, normal young youth life, having going to a party, going to a birthday, going to on camp with their school. I went to one big Islamic conference for only women. It was it was in Denmark. It was held by maybe you have heard about him, Khalid Yasin, I think his name is. He's a Afro-American converted Islamist.
Yeah.
There I am. Can you find me?
Wait,
Can you?
I will see. I will see. Wait. Where are you? I think that.
Yes, there I am. Yes,
Yes.
there I am. And yes, this
Wh-
was
while girls in the West enjoying the free life,
yes,
doing everything they whatever they want,
yes.
swimming, dancing, making every sports. You were there. Really,
Yeah.
it is
And
sad to
if
see.
you look, this is a teacher telling the young girl, you can see a little bit of your hair. You have to be careful. This is very important. You don't show any of your hair. You see, if you go, the teacher is correcting a child.
Yeah, there.
Yes, exactly. So we were all sitting like doing like this all the time. We were only 8 years
I'm
old.
sorry, I'm laughing because I'm
Yes,
really upset. When I'm upset, I don't
yes,
know if I will not say
yes,
some bad words right now. I have to
yeah,
laugh. Really.
yes. You just laugh. It's
Yeah.
better. We have to laugh about it because life goes on and we have to fight this, but we have to laugh about it or we get depressed. I'll sit here and cry for you all night.
You know, hijab doesn't need more rights or more space. Okay, in the
Yes,
West, especially because this is happening in the West. They
yes,
are in the politics. They are in the fashion magazines. They are on the TV every day. They are in even the child TV, and promoting hijab.
yes.
And the problem is, any uniform or symbol of religion deserves to have more rights.
Mhm.
And if they want to give more rights to hijab, accept this tool of oppression, a symbol of actually man chauvinism, an uniform of an ideology. If you accept this in the State departments, then they have to accept everything. Then they have to just give up the secularism and they have to accept everything. Even spaghetti monster religious people can come with their I don't know what's the name, seal.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yes, it is stupid thing. We are living in 2022 and still talking about this one piece of clothes. Every day they are forcing this on girls, and even girls getting arrested. Now we'll come there. I think we can share and we can go a little bit about sharings
Yes,
today with hashtag No Hijab Day. And here we
yes,
see Yasmine Mohammed writing, 5 years ago, I started promotion hashtag No Hijab Day on February 1st to directly counter Hijab Day. Every year, our pictures and videos go viral. So the road is long. I can definitely see our efforts are changing the dominant narrative. Looking forward to seeing this year's contribution. So I want
yes,
to encourage everyone, there Muslims or non-Muslims, to contribute this campaign, this very important campaign to save girls. Uh,
yes.
Here we have Mariam Namazi said in the past,
Oh,
Hijab Day is like FGM, female genital mutilation or breast ironing day, a celebration of misogyny and sexism. Right, Mariam. Right. And look at this. Look at this Western feminists and the regressive leftists. What the heck you are doing in
yes. These
this whole,
are,
yeah.
these are women who have felt the oppression of Islam on their bodies every day of their life before they could come to the West and be free and take a picture and put it on social media because they can. And this is also whenever I get tired of contributing to this criticism of Islam, I tell myself, there are people who cannot talk, and there are millions of women who cannot talk, who in different countries want to be free, want to have the choice to go to work, decide for themselves, have an education, travel, take off the hijab, marry who they want, divorce who they want, have a boyfriend, live freely on their own. It's impossible in these countries.
Yeah.
And then we have Western feminists calling us all of these people who are telling you about what is going on in the faith of Islam. We want to think that all religions have problems. Yes, but you fight the problems in your religion, right? Or you leave your religion, and there is no oppression of you. There are no threats to your life. There are no
Yeah.
people trying to hunt you down or degrade you, threaten you, and so on. This is not true when it comes to Islam. And yeah. And also, one thing I want to say also, in the Sharia law, if you look, you can Google it yourself. You can go on Google. There has been a lot of different stories in the Western media about women who were raped in Muslim countries, and the women who were raped were prosecuted, because if you say you were raped, you don't, you have to prove it. If you cannot prove it, then you just told the authorities that you had extramarital relations with a man, and this is illegal in a lot of Islamic countries. So then you are prosecuted. If you are raped, you are the problem, right? Not the person who raped you. And the witnesses in Islam and so on. So that's why a lot of people say, oh, there was, I think in Dubai or in Emirates or something like that, a couple of years ago, there were cases where women were raped and then they were prosecuted. And people say, oh, how is that possible? But that is Sharia law for you. And that is the reason why Islamists want us to wear hijab, because they don't want us to get raped, because then it's our fault.
But I mean, why women have to cover their hair to protect men doing sin?
Yeah.
It is really like stupidity is amazing, like CP
and
says.
then talk about equality.
Right. And this one, you see the woman on the left sentenced to 16 years prison.
Yeah.
And one woman on the right is a 22 years old Soba called Afshari, 24 years prison.
Oh my God.
And not only that, even their mother got prison.
Oh my God.
Like Masih Ali Nejat writing there, just a few international media wrote about these mothers and daughters who are in jail for protesting against forced hijab. Taking off the hijab in Iran is punishable by torture, massive fines, and imprisonment. But brave women still resistant these barbaric laws. Hashtag let us talk. Isn't only this is enough that all Muslims and non-Muslims who says that who is advocating freedom should join together and fight against it. No, we are not seeing that on either on TV or newspaper, or all these organizations getting money from state to fight so-called negative social control or fight for freedom. These are just words, and they are not feminists in my eyes, and they will be never.
In Iran, in all of the cities in Iran, there are police cars on the corners of different, they change, of course, their placement. They stand with their police cars, and then if you walk by and you don't have good enough hijab, if your hair is too much out, or if you have too, let's say, too tight of clothes, for instance, sometimes they say, we don't like you to wear high boots, boots that go up to the knee. We don't, that's too sexy. We don't want that. So they take you in if you have too short of sleeves, you show too much hair, your jacket is too tight, you have high boots. They take you in. They threaten your life. They threaten to call your family. They will call your family, but they also hit you. They threaten you with jail. They threaten you with lashes. They sometimes do lash people because of it. And if you promote it on social media, that's propaganda against the state, against the religion, and so on. You go to jail for, all of these women have experienced it, and it's amazing to call people who escaped this and came to free countries, who are promoting, you know, freedoms and telling these stories, to call them racists. It's I don't even know where to begin.
Mm. Let's see another brave girl who posted her before and after picture and write it there. I was forced to wear hijab since I was 11 years old, and I wore it for 8 years. Then I became independent and removed it forever. How was I forced? Well, let me tell those Islam is a religion of peace, folks, that I was constantly beaten and physically abused by my father to wear it. I did resist and rebel for a while, but my body was weak and I couldn't endure the pain anymore. So I gave up and wore it in front of my parents and their religious friends for 9 years. I'm so happy that now I'm independent and that I can show my hair and feel the wind touch my ears and long hair. These little things might seem like nothing to those of you who weren't forced into it, but it meant the world to us and we never took them for granted. Fantastic.
Yes.
Yes.
I spoke with a hijabi girl in Denmark once, and I said something about hijab. It was a demonstration with Islamists, and she was standing right next to me. And I said something about that there were children who were wearing hijab, and I think it's disgusting. And then I saw that she was standing right next to me. I said, you know, don't, it's nothing personal against you, but I think it's so wrong to make children wear hijab. And she said, you know what, I don't even think I am a Muslim. I just wear this because I am forced to do it by my parents. So even in Denmark, in the middle of Denmark, there is a girl, hijabi girl, telling me she don't think she's a Muslim. She wears it because her parents tell her, and she's afraid of her life. They beat her, they threaten her life. She has had so many problems. And I helped that girl. I said, you can go to the authorities and ask for help and so on. When she went to the first meeting, the guy told her, he was a Muslim. He said, Mashallah, you wear the hijab, you have a good family. You don't want to take your hijab off. I don't believe you will. What is that? What is going on? How is this possible in the, you know, in free countries? And this problem is only getting bigger as long as the authorities don't understand what is going on
Yeah.
in Muslim communities. They think, oh, it's good to, you know, it's good to have Muslim social workers and counselors.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that some of these social workers and some of these counselors are actually being the extended arms of these parents who are forcing these children to wear hijab. And this is a huge problem within Denmark and also in other many other Western countries. I guess I think.
On the other side, you know, they are, especially in the West, because in the Muslim countries, it is about control of women. You know, men have much better if their wives are with veil. They can have free life. They can come home late. They know that their wife are at home. They have no this freedom. They cannot cheat them. They think, and they have a free life. Even so, they looking even after a woman without hijab. This about to like have a slave in 21st century, you know. But the most horrific thing is, you know, in the West, they are ignoring these people who we are seeing right now. They are ignoring them. And here we see one Margarita Stem shared World Hijab Day picture. That World Hijab Day says, women from all ethnic backgrounds and faiths are cordially invited to wear the hijab for a day on World Hijab Day, February 1st.
Yes.
2022, in solidarity with Muslim girls and women around the world. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I do understand that we should feel sorry for you, but it's
Yes,
It's
yes, but this girl who are saying that they are using this with their free choice.
yes,
Why? Yeah, I mean, is why they don't protest with solidarity with millions of hundreds of millions of women who are
yes,
forced to wear it.
yes,
And why hijab? Why not
yeah,
other things? Why not the Jewish kippah?
yeah,
Why not other religious symbol? You know, and
yeah.
this woman says very good thing,
If
and
you
she
go
write
to
that.
their site, you can see it's all it's very propaganda like.
Yes,
It's
yes,
you know, and they also have niqab in there. You know, every 10 hijab, normal
yeah,
hijab, they have one with niqab. And this is of course propaganda to cover women, to shame women, to
yes,
you know, and I know that within themselves they have discussions. Why
yeah.
are you wearing makeup? Why are you, you know, why are you have do you have you know, even these girls in Iran, they would be lashed, they would be
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you're wearing makeup and
You
you
know,
don't
this is the
cover
right
enough
this is the right point you are telling right now, because the majority of all the Muslim scholars, imams, when they look them, they say, "Why you are using makeup? This means not hijab that you
this
have
is
on
haram.
your. This is making
Yeah,
more attention than you should. You should have a barrier between you and men. So this is not Islamic too. These girls are really, I can say, either they are very ignorant and they are attention seekers, or they are hypocrites, or there is some mental issues. I
but
will say
don't
very clearly
I
that.
don't even want to be that rough because I know that these girls
Not all of them, of course, but I mean, it's those who are on the front, and
even those,
and
because it's against, as a
but why?
woman, it's against your nature, it's against your the hijab is a it's it's a it's a, it's degrading you as a human being. It's telling you you're not equal to men.
I know.
You should be ashamed of yourself, showing yourself. You should be ashamed that you're available to society and to you're open, you're naked without it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm naked without hijab, but the aura of a man is from his stomach, from his navel to his knees, but the aura of me is everything. Is that equality within the religion? And you cannot be a woman who is normally intelligent and then don't understand that
You,
hijab is degrading to you.
you
So
know, Jale,
I
the
feel
problem.
very sorry for these
Yes, of course.
women.
I feel sorry too. Like, hijab is our crown, not a crime. Who said this crime? You know, you are just putting this on my eyes every day. You want this hijab all over the world. But the problem is why I'm very rough, because of while they are promoting this hijab
I
in
understand.
this
Yeah.
way, why they are looking their eyes to real problem, why they are
Yeah.
ignoring the
Yeah.
real problem.
Yes.
If they are honest, they will just say,
Yes.
you know, I want to use this because it's very nice, or I want to protect myself to against rape. I don't
Yes.
want to get raped by some man, or I don't know what they want to say. Or they can say, because Omar, the companion of Prophet, wants that, so I use. I don't care. They can use whatever they want, but they are
Yeah.
totally ignoring the problem. Like here,
Yeah.
Marguerita Stern
Mm.
says the World Hijab Day means World Against Women Rights Day, nothing else.
Yeah.
I truly agree.
Exactly.
We should better celebrate a No Hijab Day to support our Iranian, Afghan, Saudis, Sudanese sisters
Yes. Yeah.
who are forced to wear it. Totally agree.
Yes. Yeah.
And here another one. While
Yes.
brave Iranian women fight at the risk of their lives to be
Mm.
freed from the hijab, activist so-called feminists in the West fight for the hijab, burqa,
Yeah.
and bikini under the guise of freedom of choice. So naive. They only
Yeah.
abandon the real heroes and soldiers for freedom. That was what I wanted to say just a minute ago, actually. Um,
Yes.
and here, ex-Muslims of America shared
I love it.
Iranian woman going on the street, taking the risk. A brave group of women march in protest of hijabs in Iran. These are the people pushing society forward. These are the people saying no, no compulsory hijab, no
You know
morality
what?
policy.
The Iranian regime is very afraid of Masih Alinejad and is very afraid of the women's movement
I know.
because in Iran, the culture is whenever you go to a party, whenever you go to a gathering of almost any family, people, if they're not afraid that their government, police officers and, government people there, they will take their hijab off. It's such a cultural thing in Iran that this hijab was forced, right? And even to this day, the men in the opposition in Iran, all of the parties from left to the right, they do not understand how big a problem hijab is, because it's, they don't have, they haven't experienced it themselves. And uh, and one of the biggest demonstrations against the regime in Iran when they came to power was against hijab. It was, yeah, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of women who marched for no hijab, and to this day this is the biggest movement in Iran against the regime in Iran. When I came out of Iran, this one of the last times I could travel to Iran before I started writing about the oppression in Iran. It was totally coincidental. I was sitting beside a mullah in the plane, and I said to him, I waited until everybody was seated and they said we are taking off, and all the women took their hijab off. As soon as the plane was, going, people took their all the women took their hijab off. I said to him, "Do you see what happened? Everybody took their hijab off. Do you understand what happened?" He says, "Yes, it's a very big shame," and so on. and and I said, "No, you and the ones who you are ruling with are oppressing all of these women. Why do we have to do this?" And I started talking to him. He invited me to Qom, the holy city in Iran. And I, of course, I also took my hijab off, but it's just against the culture of women in Iran. I'm so happy that it's, when I said it's not only Iranians anymore who go against this, I'm so happy to see people from Turkey, people from Arab countries joining this movement, because of course, and it's so much easier for Iranians, because it's such a big cultural thing for us not to wear hijab, and in other countries it's a huge cultural, you have fight within your family, we don't have that as much in Iran as we have it in Turkey and in Arab countries, where your parents and your family might be the ones who are, pressuring you to wear it, as well as the government.
I agree. And I don't remember who said, I read it someplace that it's actually right thing to say, that women who sport hijab or in love with hijab, like a slaves who sport shackles,
Yeah.
So it is like
Shackles, yes.
Stockholm syndrome, I feel,
Yes.
because it is. I wish we never needed to talk about these things. These things should go long. Should gone long before.
Yes,
Because
I don't understand.
women have to be free as much as men.
Yes.
Equality have to be there. It's simple as that. They can believe what they
Yes.
want. They can use what they want, but as long as they don't harm others. This one is, other people say, I will consider. Yes, Zainab Al-Razi, the former worker of Charlie Hebdo, said once, I will consider the hijab as normal dress the day that no woman in the world is jailed for not wearing it. And the guy saying that, also when no woman is attacked with acid or killed for not wearing it, right?
Yes.
And Merah
True.
El Sherf from Twitter says, Islamic propaganda is trying for years to present the headscarf or #hijab as freedom of choice, but it is not. Now we are going to refute the fake presentation of hijab and niqab. Please do not forget, 1st of February, #No Hijab Day, let us talk, and feminist. Good one.
Yes.
Yes, this girl, I should show the video of her, but where is this? Oh my God, I have to find later.
Yes.
This from video. She take it off her hijab and have some messages.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is from the kid.
This is
I think we have
yeah.
to watch this one more time, please. We have to do that.
It's so sad.
Yeah,
بابا همه همینجوریه.
my heart is broken, really.
نه مامان نه راد نمیدن مقنعه اگه نذاری راد نمیدن بیا اینجا خیلی خوب برو درش بیار رفتی درش بیار رفتی اونجا درش بیار مامان همیشه نباید سرت باشه بیا مامان نباید همیشه سرت باشه
Why she have to go through that? Why?
Yeah.
You know why?
I love it that she's just a normal little girl looking in the mirror saying, I'm ugly with this. I don't want to wear it. And
Yes.
her mother says, you just take it off later. You don't have to wear it all the time, but you cannot go to school without it, right? And think about millions of girls who have to cover up just to go to school at the age of 5, 6 years old.
Yeah. And on the other side we have these ones, right?
Yeah.
We have this little girl and we have
Yeah.
these ones.
Yeah. And I remember when I was 5 years old, my mom wanted me to learn English. So she sent me to school 1 year earlier just for summer vacation English. But when you go to school, as a girl, you have to wear, even if you're 4 or 5 years old, right? So I was wearing the hijab and I was thinking, oh, now I'm a grown woman. So
Yeah.
what is the logic of this?
Yeah. And this is the meaning of hijab.
Yes.
It is not which we are just came up with. This is
Yes.
a billboard in Iran,
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
It is from Wikipedia. We can find it which country, but I believe it is Iran. This is
Yes.
they are coming up with, and they are saying that this is the meaning of hijab. This means uncovered girls are whores.
Yes.
Or girls are ready to be victim of rapists.
Yes. Yeah.
This is the symbol of and meaning of hijab. Easy as that. And there come one Twitter user with hadith that Muhammad raped Safiya, a captured girl from one tribe where he killed her father and all her family. And Muslims didn't know that Prophet will marry her or just will have her like sex slave. And they said, wait and see. If she came out from tent with covering, with hijab, then this means Prophet get married with her. If not, then she's just a female slave, sex slave.
Yeah.
And this is Islamic source.
Yes.
Dolly, I recommend people to watch her video because I can't find right now on my computer, but it's a very good one. I was forced to wear hijab when I was 6. My family told me I was aura. Aura means private part, like actually means vagina, boobs, or penis, or whatever. I had to cover up, but I took it off when I was 18. My family and community dishonored and disgraced me. I was beaten, isolated, and shamed. Hijab not a choice; it is rape culture. Right.
And you know what? This is also we think that this is so much far away from the Western reality, but the reality is that with the immigration of a lot of Muslim men to Western countries, we have more sexual harassment against women, more rapes against women.
Now you are an Islamophobe.
I'm such a racist.
Yeah, and racist. Yes.
It's fact. It's we have statistics showing this.
It doesn't help to say fact. Even. You are an Islamophobe right now.
I am. I'm such a bad person.
Consensus. Yes.
And you know what? At one point, there was an area. There were a lot of sexual harassment, rapes happening, or attempts to rape was happening at one place. I don't remember. I think in Copenhagen somewhere. And then people were saying we don't want to go around there in the evening. Even the police at one time went out and said we tell women not to go out after this hour. Out of their homes in this area because there are people who are attempting rape, right? So I think there was one feminist who said, but also, when you come home that late, probably you should get your boyfriend to go get you or your father. I mean, this is crazy. We're living, of course, this is, you don't have your freedoms if you don't fight for it. Of course, if it's dangerous, I will go get my daughter from the station or whatever, right? But I want the country, I want a society where that's not that's not a necessity to drive my daughter or myself as a woman everywhere because I'm afraid of getting sexually harassed or raped or whatever, right? So and we, I mean, even in different, some places in Nørrebro, you don't think about but I don't go into that area anymore of Copenhagen. But when I did the last time, I was wearing, high boots, which are a problem in Iran. It was also a problem in Nørrebro. People were looking because it was 10 o'clock in the evening, and I was waiting for a bus, and people were looking at me as I was a whore. Why are you out this late and wearing a short skirt and high boots?
And who are these people?
Who are these people? Exactly. And to this day, I have never been, sexually harassed by any Danish guy or even a white person in Denmark. Whenever somebody has touched me who I didn't want to touch me, it has always been somebody with, I'm sorry, your hair color. Not to say that.
They are like this because it's not only that Western world gone through industrial revelation, the enlightenment age, like revelation of religion, state, thinking, everything. But it is also they have gone through the sexual revelation.
Yeah,
this have never happened in the Muslim countries yet.
No.
When they look woman like only a body, a sexual object, of course this happening. And even women in burqas in the Muslim country, there are a lot of videos too on YouTube getting harassed by men on the street, and they have burqa on.
Of course, yes.
And there I stand with the brave woman of #Let Us Talk. One crucial aspect of this movement is to recognize that religious head coverings aren't modest dress, because a woman's natural state isn't immodest. Very good. Because you see that the Western magazine was writing there inside the glamorously
inside the glamorously modest world of Muslim women's fashion.
Yes. Women are not immodest if
it's not fashion. It's compulsory hijab. It's not fashion. Just it's such a disgusting way to look at it. It's not fashion. Also, Danish child television sent a Danish girl to Iran to try hijab fashion. They sent a small girl at maybe she was 8 or 9 to Iran, to my home country where hijab is compulsory. You will get physical punishment if you don't wear the hijab. This is in the law, right?
Yeah.
So you send a child there to try hijab fashion? It's not fashion. It's compulsory.
You mean in the West, right? They
covering. This. It was Danish television.
Yes.
State television. Danish state
television. Think about that. They are normalizing extremism, actually.
Yeah.
Nothing more.
And in a country where women are beaten all the time.
Yeah.
Who are put in jail, who are beaten all the time because of what she's promoting on Danish state television.
And it's same going on our TVs too, actually. Less or more. Here says a girl, when hijab, a symbol of oppression, becomes an ultimate tool of evaluating woman's intellect and character, that is an affront
Affront.
to woman's dignity. Proud of those women who refuse to comply with this toxic modesty culture. No
Yes.
validation is needed. And the Jamila Ben Habib, she is Algerian, French Algerian girl. She's a very good activist too. She's right. She's shared one picture of one girl who was killed. She was assassinated in Algeria in 1996. She was 22 years old, student in the Faculty of Law, Islamist hate-free woman. Thanks to all those brave women who speak up out for freedom. Free from
Yes.
hijab, no hijab day. Thank you, Jamila. And here some others. This one is good. On the left, the photo on the left is taken for my mom's passport. I wasn't grown enough to have a separate passport, but
Yes.
apparently grown enough to be seen as a sexual object. They,
Yes.
they only accepted photos with hijab. I had to
Yes.
wear hijab since the age of
Disgusting.
7.
Yes.
Shame on you, all the so-called new feminists and the left wings. I don't know. I have to stop there.
Yeah.
Don't
Yes.
forget on February the 1st. And there is on the right, this is a girl, Yazidi girl, which was
Yes.
under the captive of ISIS, Islamic Caliphate. She was a sex slave.
Yes.
Now we see when she have the freedom.
You know, Jamal, when I have discussed this with a lot of feminists in the West, I said, do you know why some Muslim people, they put hijab on even babies who are born, they put hijab on the girls? They say, oh, it's because it's cute, it's just to play. I say, no. It's because they think she has a sexuality that needs to be covered, to be protected, even as a baby. This is the reasoning behind. I remember people in I don't know what family member or what neighbor to a family. I remember as a child in Iran, a little girl, a baby was born, and his dad was telling my mom, I feel like I should cover her up because she's a girl. Isn't it the right thing to do for a Muslim? And my mom was saying, no, don't cover she's a baby. Why would you cover her up? I remember this discussion where a father was thinking because he had a girl
Just
baby,
at the Quran.
he should protect her and cover her up with a hijab.
Yeah. And if some Muslims right now think that what you said right now is just you came up with, then we can watch just this one, please.
If you look just at the Quran, you will get the indication that you can have sexual intercourse with a 5-year-old.
You see, when he say intercourse, sexual relationship with 5 years old, he says very faster. 5 years old, like no.
The reason why it's haram to have sexual intercourse with a 5-year-old is not found in the Quran at all. If you just read the Quran,
look now, he said that it's not in the Quran that you can have sexual relationship with 5 years old. But what he will come right now. Just what?
It is halal. It would be halal to have sexual intercourse with a 5-year-old. In Surah Al-Talaq, chapter 65, verse 4, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us who you can divorce and who you cannot divorce. And then he says, وَاللَّائِ لَمْ يَحِدْنَ وَاللَّائِ لَمْ يَحِدْنَ, and the ones who had never been pubescent before. And by the way, this is very important, yeah? I want all Muslims to be aware of this.
Even 1 year old.
The reason why we don't have sexual intercourse with 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds or whatever is not because of puberty.
Right.
Wait a minute, what did you say? It's not because of puberty, because that verse in the Quran actually says lam yahid. They never had puberty before. You can't go around that. The Quran doesn't say anywhere in the Quran that the woman has to be pubescent. I dare you to find one verse in the Quran where it says you're not allowed to marry someone based on harm, or you're not allowed to have sexual intercourse based on harm, or you're not allowed to marry someone based on puberty. So if you're Quran alone, you're allowed to have sexual intercourse with 5-year-olds. Get me one verse in the Quran which says the woman has to be pubescent. One verse.
You know what is he is
But
defending? Actually, let me just explain. This guy
yes,
is an Islamic preacher. He's now he's discussing with one Muslim who is a Quran only Muslim, who is rejecting hadiths. And this guy with the beard,
beard,
he's
yes,
sporting Quran and hadith. So just to sport hadith, he's telling him that according to Quran, actually you can have sex with no age, like even just some days old babies, because this is not about puberty. Quran says even these girls who have never had puberty.
yes.
So
From what I understand, and I have researched this a little bit because I wrote about it in my book, the Quran says, as he said, you can divorce for you can divorce children, why your wives who have not menstruated yet, right? This is what he says. But in the hadith, as far as I understand, there are the most of the the schools in Islam, they understand it like you can have sexual intercourse when the child is 9 or has had menstruation or something like that, right? That's the age of intercourse. But before that, you can have sodomy, or you can have oral sex, or you can have touching, you can have also you can have Khomeini, in his book, he uses an Arabic term that is an Arabic term that I have never heard about before, and in even the Persian translation they use this term that I didn't understand. It's thigh rubbing, it's thigh sex, it's having your penis rub against the thighs of a young child, without having intercourse. So these are the things Islamic scholars have sit down and discussed. Khomeini and others, also Sunni Muslim scholars, they have sit down and discussed these things and have written down their interpretation, and this is their verdict of
all the clerics and all the directions in Islam trying to cover up the stupidity of Quran. But actually in the Quran, like you say, this guy says the truth one. Divorce rules, when Allah, God, the creator of all the universe, talking about the divorce rules, he mentioned your wives, those who menstruation had, and also those old women Quran saying some things about, but also those who have never had actually yet menstruation. Then Quran not put there any age, and this is why Khomeini and many other scholars says that there is no age, and some says like you said, you shall not do intercourse, but you can do other things. This is a stupid, ugly religion, and just continue with it.
I want one verse in the Quran from the beginning of the book to the end of the book which says that she has to be progressive. So okay, so that makes it halal from your perspective. From your perspective, it's halal. In the Quran it says حُرِّمَتْ عَلَيْكُمْ أُمَّهَاتُكُمْ. It says you're not allowed to marry your mum. It says you're not allowed to marry your sister, your auntie. Where does it say you're not allowed to marry a preppy person?
Preppy person. Very faster he says.
I'm looking for one verse that you can say, you pinpoint it and say this is where it says prepubescent marriage or whatever is not allowed. So if you're Quran alone.
So girls before he means show me one verse where it says that girls before puberty is not allowed to have sex with. There is no verse.
Yes, and you know what, Jamal, I have written about this in my book, in my blogs, and in Danish, and I have had so much hate against me, not from Muslims, from Westerners, saying that I am disgusting, that I am telling lies, because even a state, partly it's partly private, partly state-owned, big media in Denmark, TV2, they discussed my blog about this for 10 minutes. It was a panel of bosses in big medias in Denmark. They were discussing why a Danish newspaper would let me write blogs for them, because I am telling lies. I am saying that 2 billion people, Muslims in the world, support having sex with babies. I never said this. I never said this. But this is the kind of lies they will make up. And I actually made a complaint to them. There is a board of press here in Denmark where you can make complaints. The board of complaints, they said, no, it's just his own opinion. That's how he thinks you said. That's what he thinks. He literally said that I say this in my blog, right? Which is a false statement. He said, I am saying this about 2 billion Muslim people. And of course, the theology is not 2 billion people.
Yeah.
And,
Jale,
thank God for that. Yeah. Thank God that it's not.
Yes, I understand you very well, and the same things I have experienced it too. But I don't care anymore what these mainstream medias and so consensus in the West, which is belonging to the left wing, what they are calling us or what they are telling us. I don't care, because of, for them, we are not on the right side. When Muslims are reading their books, the garbage they are telling out, this is religious freedom of religion. When we are reading the same things from their books, then we are haters. We are Islamophobes.
Yes.
They have to live with that. They have to live with that. This stupidity, actually. Yeah.
And for years, I tried not to say this about, Islam not having a child, a limit for children to be in marriages and to have, sexual experiences or sexual intimate relations with their husbands. It's children. It's and I couldn't. I wouldn't say it because I knew I had told Westerners in private, and they would never believe me. They would think I'm lying or I'm just making up stuff, right? And it makes you sound crazy to say this, but we have to say the truth about this religion, right?
We have to never stop telling the truth.
We cannot hide it. We cannot say the true part. Then we cannot say the limit is 9 years old, just to have something. But I cannot say something false about a religion to then criticize child marriage. Before, I used to say the limit is 9 years old because that was what Westerners thought, right? A lot of Westerners in Western countries, you can go and see different articles. The age is 9. And this is a problem, but there is no age. And that is a problem also, right? Even if it was 9, it would be a problem, but it's a false premise to have, right? So I just wanted to say that we are not, not the extremists. We are just, don't shoot the messenger.
yes, don't shoot the messenger, right? And young apostates writing that Islam only orders women to wear the hijab, but never asks men to control their eyes, which is a pure form of discrimination. If you have a problem with a woman without the hijab, instead of forcing that woman to accept your order, you should wear the hijab over your eyes. Actually, in the Quran says both for men and women to lower their gaze,
yes,
when they meet, but no one do that. Look at these hijabi girls on the newspapers and the so-called fashion magazines and etc. So they are not following. And
the problem with telling men in Islam to lower their gaze is that at the same time, Islam understands that men cannot control themselves. This is the premise. The premise is the importance of hijab is about the premise that it's because of the premise that men cannot control themselves.
Yes.
And I have had so many Western men come and say, I think it's such a it's an insult against me as a man that they think I cannot control myself. I can control myself.
You know, we have a man problem in the Muslim world, not a woman problem. We have a man problem, and this we have to fix it. The mentality of
Yes,
men,
exactly.
not all of them, of course.
Thank you. No, of course not.
And here,
There
Rana
are so
Ahmed,
many normal men, Muslim men, who don't rape, who don't
yes,
think like that, because. But they're
actually because they
they're
don't follow their religion. Okay,
yes,
I
but they're
won't say that.
but they're told to. But they're told that, oh, you know, women who don't do this, they're whores. They're, you know, easy. They cannot. You know, some women are just like that. I would, when I talk to Islamists, they always say, you know what? Some women, they cannot. They're just whores. They cannot control themselves. So this is why we have to have hijab. We have to have, you know, the genders not be together, and so on. And at the same time, men cannot. So women are essentially whores, and men cannot control themselves. And with all the freedoms we have in the West, we can see that women do not have to be whores, and if they take all of their clothes off, even, and women and men can also control themselves, even if the woman takes all of their clothes off. Women take all of their clothes off.
And Rana Ahmed from Germany, originally from Saudi Arabia, ex-Muslim. Being yourself is a big challenge. And the picture on the right side is...
I send kisses to all of these women.
Yes.
I don't know you personally, but I love you.
Actually, I met with Rana.
Oh, really?
I hope she's watching. And the picture on the right side is, you know, we made it this. And because of that, I lost my Facebook account 30 days. And later we get... we are treated by Facebook that they will close our account permanently.
Oh.
And we have lost our original Instagram page because of this. You know, this one is, women are treated like queens in Islam. Everything what is writing there have one source, Islamic source. Stay at home, accept more wives, cover yourself, except that you have a deficiency of intelligence. Prophet says that. Don't use perfume, don't speak loudly, get lashed, get married when you are 6 years old, accept beating, don't laugh loudly, don't travel alone, don't sing, accept concubines, obey your husband's command, have sex with your husband when you are 9 years old, give breastfeeding to adults. Every one of them in the Islamic theology, and we have sources. So it was a satire, just but censored. And there is Forening Frafalden, a good picture from ex-Muslims in Denmark.
Yes, kisses to all of you as well.
Yes, and there, this one I like, you know. Some Muslims shared this. Why is the first one not judged by the second one offense? Judged by but the second one offense. Yeah, and Blair White write it there. Because millions of women are still jailed or killed if they refuse to wear the second one.
Thank you, Blair White.
Yeah, and even not only that, the first one, not playing victimhood, and they're not saying that they will put their uniform in your house in whatever way it's possible. Means that they want to be doctor, they want to be police, they want to be political, they want to rule you, and they want to put this ideology right in front of your eyes. They don't say that.
Of course, I think that the Catholic Church has a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And I think the nuns are from the Catholic Church as far as I remember. And, you know, we talk very much about Islam and the problems with the religion that is also an ideology and a legal system and a law system, right, or a legal system. But just look at and this is because, of course, that Islam has many problems with democracy, with the free world, with freedoms and so on, with human rights. But even the Catholic Church, that doesn't have theologically as many problems as Islam has, look at what they have done. Being a legal system, being a closed up society within themselves, and moving around priests who abuse children. Hundreds of thousands of children were abused in the Catholic Church. So, it's not hatred against Catholics. It's not hatred against Muslims when we criticize religion, but it is so important that we criticize religion because of the fact that these people, no matter if they are Catholics or Muslim, they need to be free of religious oppression and abuse, and
and we don't say to those women who says that they are choosing to wear hijab, we don't say them, take off your hijab. No, it is not my business. Use what you want, but don't push to anyone and anywhere. Just have yourself. And this one I have to make it bigger because it is very little. Mina Ahadi, she is the leader of
I know
of Germany. Yes, and she
kisses to her as well.
Yes, I have seen how it started with compulsory headscarves in Iran and ended with misogyny laws. As a woman, I had to hide my facial expression, my smile, my beauty. The chador is mobile grave for women. It is unhuman. Yeah.
Yes.
And there we got you. You shared this
yes.
today.
I joined the World Hijab Day.
Yeah, it was a good.
No, I didn't join the No Hijab Day, but I joined the World Hijab Day. I am a traitor.
No, actually, it's a good thing to put hashtag World Hijab Day because we want Muslims and those supporters of Hijab Day to see all this campaign, and it's a good thing.
Yes.
And before I forget, I want to say that all these selected pictures, many of them are on our Instagram page right now. If you want to get some of them, just go in Ex-Muslims of Norway Instagram page and take.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah, of course.
Can I just say one thing about this picture? I wanted, the reason why I took a hijab on and posted these pictures is also to show that putting a hijab on is not enough. It's not enough for them. You have to cover totally. You have to be obedient to the laws of Islam. It's not about just trying on a scarf, and it's not about fashion.
I agree totally with you because hair is actually nothing. There we go back to what I said about sexual revelation.
Yes.
Like if you go like this on Copenhagen or anywhere in the West, no one will attack you or try to rape you because of you. You have some dress clothes which shows a little bit of your breast, or you can go totally naked even. But in the Muslim world, even when you don't have hijab, they think you are a whore, and if they see you like this,
yes,
it is done, man. It is. I don't want to imagine even what will happen there because
true.
They are even harassing people in Turkey. After Islamic Muslim Brotherhood Party rules Turkey, there is a lot of hijab girls now. It is increasing, and they start now people taking videos on the bus, on the train, that men and hijabi girls harassing other. Why you have no clothes on you? She has just a short, for example, in the summertime. So this is an intolerant religion. Of course, it is normal to see the reactions like this from my side. And this one is good.
Perfect.
Yes, while brave Iranian women fight at the risk of their lives to be freed from the hijab, feminists in the West fight for the hijab, burqa and burkini under the guise of freedom of choice. So naive.
And you know what? While Islamists call her a whore, Western feminists call her an Islamophobe.
This is happening to you. This is happening to you, right?
It's amazing. This drawing is so amazing.
Yeah, like you can put your picture there in the middle,
Yes, exactly.
and many other girls, activists
Yes.
in the West. And this
It's
one, another good one, and there is some Kajya Khan, courageous Pakistani woman burned hijabs in defense of the Islamist regime imposed by Zia-ul-Haq in 1983. This legacy of defense is our strength. This unites us all in this struggle against religious misogyny. No Hijab Day, free from hijab. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
And
Khadija.
yeah, this is our Xmas tournament. Last year, I think we did. Actually,
Yes.
it says some reality how the Western Islam apologists think about veils in Islam.
Yes.
It's crazy. I don't have words even, it's crazy. And there is the end, but I find it right now. Wait, I think I saw this one last video we will show before we go. There is the girl.
Culture. I'm taking off and I'm saying that's enough. My body is not aura, my voice is not aura, my hair is not aura to cover it up. And if a man told you before Islam honored you as a woman by cover you up, just tell him maybe Islam will honor you as a man in the next time, but you cover up this time. No hijab day, because hijab is a rape culture and I never choose to wear it. It's not a choice, will never be a choice.
Yes. It's
Take it off.
rape culture.
You
It's of
see,
course rape
Be
culture.
who you are.
Yeah, thank you, brave woman.
Thank
Brave woman.
you. Of course, it's a rape culture. They tell us themselves. They say for women not to be raped, you should wear this. We asked, and even if you don't ask Islamists, if you don't ask ordinary Muslim women with hijab, they say, why are you covering up? Because my sexuality is private. Oh, so my sexuality is not private, it's public for everybody to grab and do whatever they want. This is rape culture. However you want to decorate it with words and try to get out of the the reasoning behind it. The hijab is rape culture.
And do you think, Jale, it is coincidence that World Hijab Day, this Muslim woman chose the day when Ayatollah Khomeini came to Iran? Because this was the start of the mandatory hijab in Iran. It is the day when he come. This like why this woman chose it the 1st February? Because it doesn't make sense. World Hijab Day, but it absolutely makes sense. No Hijab Day on 1st February.
Yes. Thank you, even if you didn't think about it.
Yeah. Yes. And I think we are done for today.
Yes. Thank you so much.
We have to say thank you so much, and everyone, please contribute to hashtag No Hijab Day, hashtag Free from Hijab, White Wednesday, My Stilty Freedom, and ex-Muslim, hashtag ex-Muslim, hashtag World Hijab Day. Just share your thoughts and pictures and take picture of you, especially women and girls. This is really the fight for freedom and the rights of women and equality, and we have to continue with that. And thank you, Jale, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jamal, for your big gathering of these pictures and videos. They were great, and you make me cry every time, but it's okay.
But then we say to everyone, see you on the next episode of Let's Talk About It with Jale Tawakuli and me, Jamal Kinsangel, and bye-bye.
Thank you so much, everyone.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
And happy No Hijab Day.
Happy No Hijab Day.
Yes.